Fair housing guidelines, fair housing laws are not part of what we're technically discussing in this class, but on break I was asked a question about it. As far as I'm concerned, fair housing issues are always part of any real estate transaction, so I want to address what was asked of me. First, just a real quick refresher. The Federal Fair Housing Act has 7 protected classes. I'm sure you know them. Most of you don't have to tell people it all the time, so you don't know them off the top of your head, but you would know it. The 7 protected classes under the Federal Fair Housing Law: race, color, religion, national origin, sex, handicap status, and familial status. Those are the 7 bases upon which you cannot discriminate in housing. Indiana Civil Rights Act basically copied the Fair Housing Act almost word for word, but then added an 8th protected class, ancestry. You know, I could be born in the United States of parents who were born in the United States whose grandparents are Japanese, and for whatever reason, if I have a problem with Japanese people, there's no reason to, but if I did and I said no, I wouldn't sell to the American citizen whose grandparents were Japanese, that is still a violation of the Indiana law. Perfect. There's no reason that there should be any change of how you deal with someone because of where their grandparents were born. It's kind of silly. I like that Indiana increased the protection in fair housing laws. There have been more increases. A few years ago when the Religious Freedom Act was signed into law on a Monday, there was an uproar about a lot of different things. By Thursday, Indiana's legislature modified the Freedom of Religion Act and included in it other protections in housing: sexual orientation, military service. We need to understand that those are protected under fair housing guidelines, and again, that modified Religious Freedom Act. The question that was actually asked of me: if some way, somehow, I accidentally violate a fair housing law, can I turn that into my Errors and Omissions Insurance coverage? You absolutely can. And they're going to tell you to turn back around and go away. Errors and Omissions Insurance does not ever cover a violation of the Fair Housing Act. So not only should you not be doing it where you have the chance anyway, but one additional reason is you're uninsured if you do it. So make sure you know the guidelines, follow them explicitly. Remember that green's the only color that matters. If you have enough green, I'm going to do business with you. Sell to anybody, sell to everybody, buy from anybody. Just do it right. Don't get yourself in trouble because, among other things, you're not insured.